Hey, what up, everyone? Welcome to On Tap Bets. I'm your host, Cody. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody on Tap. I'm joined tonight, as always, with my good friend Joey Ricotta. Follow him at Twitter at the Riot 326. Joey, we just sat here off air talking about the Chicago Cubs and how I'm getting ratioed thanks to Rick Sutcliffe tonight. But we're here to talk about the Super Bowl. We have so many sports to talk about, man. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. That's hilarious that you're getting ratioed by former Cubs legends over here. That obviously, I guess, pitchers that can rake. But no, man, I'm doing good. It's a big game. We got a lot to discuss and talk about, and I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to it for 2 weeks now. So
finally I don't know how what I'm allowed to say. I put in the caption or not the caption, but in the title Super Bowl. But I think in the caption I said the big game. There's some weird shit where you can say Super Bowl and you can't say Super Bowl for all the big companies. I know we're growing here at On Tap, but no one's gonna give two fucks what we call it. But I didn't want us to get canceled by the FCC or some random shit. But anyway, I don't know.
Well, if you don't get canceled by the FCC or someone, you might get canceled by a former Cubs legend pitcher.
Yeah,
so,
Rick Sutcliffe.
I mean, we might as well take a risk where we can.
Yeah. Before we really dive into it, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel. Our guy P-Bodes is already there. He's ready. He's rocking. What's he say? I can't talk, Joey. Holy shit, we just started. I can't talk. He says, "Sup, boys? Give me the Super Bowl props right into my veins. I will literally get a syringe and just inject them right into you, steroid style, Pat. Let's go. I'm ready, man. We've been waiting for this. Honestly, we've been waiting for this since the Super Bowl ended last year, man. This is the biggest game of the year in sports. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's the biggest moneymaker. I mean, this weekend, in Sunday, I mean, you got all these people who, like me, crazy degenerates who are hammering golf bets on the Waste Management Open. I'm hoping to hit one of these outrights again. We've done it 2 weeks in a row. I'm hoping Sunday is the charm with, maybe one of these sneaky guys that are climbing up the ranks. But it's not looking good for Corey Connors. It's not looking good for Victor Hovland. So we'll see, but that should be over with right before the Super Bowl. So, dude, if I could start my Sunday with another outright win and then the Super Bowl, we are fucking talking, Cody.
Yeah. No, oh, man. You got my hair all standing up, ready to go, man. I don't even know where to start. I don't want to give away what we're going to take, but let's just start with the fact that the spread opened at 3.5 and it moved to 4 very quickly. And the total opened at 49.5 and it's down to 48.5. And that's as soon as it opened for both of those, the spread went up and the total went down and it stayed right there. And so the sharps are sharp. I don't know how else to say it. They are sharp right now. And I don't expect this to move. So I guess for this podcast, that's nice. So that's that. I don't know. Again, we're going to get to that. But I just want to mention that it hasn't moved for literally a week. So I find it very interesting. And but the props, though, man, where do we start? Do we start with the passing? Do we start with the receiving, rushing, whatever? Are we going to talk about how long this – I don't even know her name. How long is she going to take to sing the national anthem? Got a buddy at work telling me that she sang the national anthem other places and sung it a minute and 35 seconds each time. What are we doing? What's the first one?
Let's start at the beginning, right? Like you said, with the national anthem, maybe some coin flips, maybe I'm into that kind of stuff, for this game only. This is the week. If you're gonna mess around and kind of take some unusual bets. I mean, of course, you don't have them on a normal Sunday, on a normal football game. We can't bet on almost all this stuff. So with the national anthem, I'll tell you right now, I don't think I'm going to bet it because like it seems like a lot of people are pushing. I don't know. Like there's the rehearsal last year that came out. Like somebody recorded it.
Yeah.
And they leaked that information. And if that happens again, like I kind of want to wait for that. If they're like, is that tomorrow? I feel like that might be tomorrow with the rehearsal. So
I have no clue, man. Absolutely no clue. I just find it absolutely hilarious that actually happened. Like,
yeah,
like that footage got leaked, and then like the books took it off because they knew they were
playing.
Yeah.
As soon as that came out, dude, the books were just like, we're not accepting this now. Like,
yeah, that's hilarious. All right, well, coin flips, man, 50-50 chance. You got the I feel like this is the trends one though, right? Like you just basically go off a trend. It's 50-50 chance. I'm just gonna say right now, I'm gonna take tails because tails never fails, and that's literally it. Like I don't even know how else to say it. One year I took heads and then felt like a moron. I felt like I was betting against Tom Brady. It's like tails never fails. That's the move.
Yeah,
I looked like a dumbass. So
I'm the same, man. Like that's literally what I wrote for the article that hasn't come out yet. I haven't submitted it yet for ontapsportsnet.com. But I can't
believe you're actually putting that in the article. I love it.
I wrote tails never fails. Like
tails never fails.
I mean, in reality, it has failed a lot. Like it's close to a 50-50 shot. Like 26 out of 55 times in Super Bowl history, it's failed. But Cody, that's still a 53% hit rate. So mathematically, we have a 50-50 shot. But if you're telling me it's like 53% shot for tails, I'm going with tails.
We're not slamming the house. We're betting responsibly on this. Responsibly.
1-800-GAMBLER.
1-800-GAMBLER. If you have a gambling problem, please call that number. All right. What about? Isn't there one for like the opening kickoff? There's the opening kickoff for it to be a touchback. I was told I'm in a group chat with a few buddies, and they were telling me that I think they were telling me to take the touchback because that always happens in like in 16 of the last 20 Super Bowls. I'm gonna look it up. You tell me what your thoughts on that prop.
Yeah, so this is another one I actually have written in my Google Doc. I'm taking no touchback on this.
No touchback. Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's moved yet, but -110 was what it was at when I bet it on DraftKings. Quick little plug. They're not sponsored.
Oh yeah. No, on draft. My buddy who sent it, he got it at +110.
I know it's moved a lot because people they're hammering it, man. People are sharp, and they listen. Pat McAfee, and you probably know this, Cody. He talked about this on his show last year. I think before last year's Super Bowl. I don't know if you remember or not, but he actually kicked the opening kickoff for. Forget which Super Bowl, but it was with the Colts. I think it was his rookie year. And he's talked about how these footballs are like plastic and they're brand new balls. They don't have the equipment manager like rubbing them up, beating them up, kind of similar to baseball. How, when you get the brand new baseballs, it's harder to control. Mm-hmm. So it's really hard to hammer these balls into the back of the end zone. And if people are looking at the numbers this season and like the last couple seasons, people are going to want to take it's going to be a touchback because kickers are absolutely hammering it. But these two kickers, McPherson does have a good leg. Matt Gay, I'm not quite sure about. I don't think his leg is as strong. And I don't think either one of them are as strong as Harrison Butker last year, who did kick a touchback. So I'm going with no touchback. I'd still lay it if it's like, I don't know, -120 or something. Otherwise, I'll probably I wouldn't go much further than that though.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a fun one. That's kind of like like that. That's like betting on the first drive. Like, what's gonna happen?
First play, like pass or run or something.
Yeah. My friend in my group chat, he brought up Pat McAfee about this. So yeah, no, that's interesting about like his thought process on it, and since he's experienced it makes sense. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of money is on the touchback.
Did your buddy mention that? I guess it goes directly into the Hall of Fame, that ball.
Yeah.
So,
This is the text he sent me. He said, "I just bet this," and it's with a screenshot of opening kickoff to be a touchdown. And again, he got it at plus 110.
yeah, he hit it. He was sharp on that one.
Yeah, I just don't understand why he only put $6 on it, but whatever. He says, "I just bet this. The reasoning of quote the Super Bowl ball used for kickoff gets put straight into a museum and doesn't play another snap. Due to this, the ball isn't broken in and is supposed to be like kicking a brick, according to Pat McAfee. There have been only 2 touchbacks in the opening kickoff." Or there have been only 2 touchbacks in the opening kickoff in the last 20 Super Bowls.
Yep.
So,
and especially after last year that it was a touchback, I feel like they were thinking people were going to say yes, touchback, and that's why it was plus money. And whoever got the plus money, like your buddy, they might have gotten a real steal here, I think.
Yeah. And I'm making fun of him for putting $6 on a fucking. Is it going to be a touchback? I bet touchback or not. I need to go call 1-800-GAMBLER. Shit. Yeah, no, that's interesting stuff. I absolutely love it. These props are incredible. What's the next one, man? Because how much more can we talk about touchbacks?
Yeah, I know. It's we might have reached the end of the road on a touchback, but first half, like I like the under. I think it's still at 24. I'm not quite sure, but I got it at 24 last night. There were some 24 and a halves out there, and I also saw it creeping down to 23 and a half. So I'm not sure what it's at this moment as we're on here live. But if history tells us anything, it's that the Super Bowl generally starts slow. Like it's more of a feeling out process, especially when you have these two coaches, which are really familiar with one another, obviously coached together. Between Zach Taylor and Sean McVay. I know the Rams are going to want to come out hotter this time because they only scored 3 points when McVay was, in the Super Bowl the last time with these Rams. So I think they will come out aggressive, but I also don't think that the Bengals will be able to – they're going to have to make some halftime adjustments like they normally do and come out hotter in the third quarter, I think. That's kind of just the way I see this playing out. So even if the Rams are able to put up some points, I don't really want to take – the under in the first quarter now that it's at like 9 or 9.5. Like if it's 10, 10.5, yeah, I still like that. But a lot of people are hammering the first quarter under. Instead, I would rather go with the first half under. What do you think, Cody?
Wow. I hate betting quarter like totals. Like I've done it before and I feel like I never win them to be quite frank. So yeah, the first half under, I mean, as someone who's leaning the over on the game, I guess I don't technically like it, but wouldn't be surprised because I could see this game starting out slow, but then really moving up faster towards the end. Kind of, I wouldn't say we'd get like what we got with Chiefs and the Bills in that AFC divisional round game, but I do think that this game is going to come down to the end and we're going to see which quarterback puts their team on their back and wins them the fucking Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, first half under, I could see it because I could see there not really being any points, maybe a touchdown in the first quarter, then maybe a little bit more points. What's the first half total again?
So I grabbed it at 24.
Yeah, that's a lot of points for the first half. I mean, you would need both teams to, score a touchdown at least. I don't know, man.
It's tough. I know. I could see like some field goals early, and maybe we get like a 13, even if it's 13-10, or like 14-10. I push. Like
right.
I don't know.
I'm just like, it's just gonna. I think this game is going to be based off on how Cincinnati is able to protect Joe Burrow. Like if they can't protect Joe Burrow, then the Rams are going to run away with this thing, and it might be the most boring Super Bowl ever. But if they can protect Joe Burrow long enough, then like they're going to be in this game at the end.
Cody, there's no way that this Super Bowl can get worse than Rams Patriots.
There's no way.
No way.
I don't.
But it could get a little one-sided though. I think.
Yeah, it could. Peebles, before he left, he says the Simpsons predicted 34-41 Bengals. So
that was 34-31. Was it 34?
I thought it was 34-31 too. Maybe it's a typo there. I remember someone was talking to me at my day job today about what the Simpsons predicted. So they're that was their whole reason why they're taking the over. But
I literally just saw it like a few minutes before hopping on with you, and I was like, that's interesting. I bet you people are just going to start hammering it too.
Yeah, hammering it. Yeah. I mean,
why not?
As far as the first half, like under, I mean, again, I could see it just because I do think this game starts out a little slow. I really do. And what I mean by a little slow is like I could see the first quarter being 7-0 at the end. You know what I mean? And then the Bengals or the Rams or whoever it is. I could see whatever team that didn't score in that first quarter waking up in the second. Maybe you get, the second half of the second quarter, get a couple field goals thrown in there. You know what I mean? Like next thing you know, you find it being 13 to, or 14 to 10 or something like that. You know what I mean? Or not. Well, you want the under, so 13 to 10, right?
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
You know what I mean? Like I could see it. Here's a prop for you that I like. And I took this in the NFC Championship game, and it was never a doubt. It was one of the few props of that game that I actually won. It was Cam Akers under on the rushing. He's at 64.5, according to what I'm reading on actionnetwork.com right now. I thought it was up to 68. I don't know. Or I thought it was at 68. Maybe it's come down. But I like the under either way just because he just has not played very well since coming back from his Achilles injury. And, they also – I know he's basically the lead back, but they have used other guys too. And I do think – that they aren't going to give him 20 carries or anything. I don't see him getting more than 50 yards in this game personally. And it was never really a doubt in the last game. I'm going to keep riding it. I took it last game. I'm going to take it again.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I think this line, I could be wrong. I'm not sure where his rushing yards prop opened, but it was like some sharps bet it down, I think initially, and it went down to like 55.5, I want to say, and then it went back up to like around the spot where you're saying now. So I like at 55.5, I probably would have leaned over.
You mean 65.5?
No, I think it was 55.5 for a little bit. It went down. Like people were betting the under, and
wow.
I want to.
And then it came all the way back up into the 60s.
Yep. So
wow.
And I think that's because some sharps were like, that's too low now at this point, and went back on the other side. And I could be completely wrong about that, but like when I was looking for props to bet on, I saw it at one point at 55.5. So where you're at now, it's an under for me too. I like it under at that spot where you're at.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's right now on every book, FanDuel, DraftKings, PointsBet, Caesars, it's all 64.5. So
yeah,
that's interesting. I've never seen a total like that move like that. That's wild.
It definitely sounded off to me, especially being a prop bet. Like that's quite a big swing. So, and like I said, I could be wrong here, but if what I wrote down was not wrong, then it at one point was at 55.5. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Interesting.
I like the under though where you're at.
Yeah, no, it's again, if it's not broke, don't fix it, and I'm gonna keep riding it until it dies.
Yeah.
And I do think the Rams are gonna throw the ball. They can throw the ball against this Bengals team, so. Maybe they try to run it early. We'll see how the defensive line for the Bengals goes, and whatever. But
that's the one thing too is like I'm not sure what the status of Darrell Henderson is. I guess we should have looked into that. I'll look that up as you're talking. But Sony Michel could get some carries here too. I mean, so if they have three backs, like Akers is getting more and more like acclimated being back from the injury now. So you would think with a couple weeks off, he'd be a little bit more fresh. So that's what scares me here. Mm-hmm. But I could definitely see them throwing more too. So it's a little high from like what he's been producing since he's been back. So
I'm looking at the injury report for the Rams, and I don't see Darrell Henderson on it, man. So
okay,
you correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't see him on here.
So he might be back then.
He might be back, yeah.
Let me. I'm gonna look up just his name.
While you're doing that,
well, I guess the Rams Wire came out with an article that said Darrell Henderson is expected to play, and they're gonna ride the hot hand at running back. So,
yeah. So like that's another reason why I like the under then, like, right? Like I already thought Sony Michel was gonna have some play in there too. Like I think that Cam Akers just isn't gonna have the biggest chance. Like the only way that he goes over is if he just breaks off a couple, 20 or 30 yard runs, or, a couple 15-yard runs that, allows him to stay in the game a little bit longer. But I just don't see him breaking off any. I really don't. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely could see it. Can I pull something up real fast, Cody? Because this is bullshit to me. P-Bones, Devin Hester, side note, not inducted in the Hall of Fame today. Return touchdown was an outlier. Exactly. And that's why he should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. What a ridiculous thing. The best guy of all time at a position that literally changed the game was not inducted to the Hall of Fame today.
Yeah. What does he mean by it was the return touchdown was an outlier? Like I
think what he meant was you just don't see it happen very often, I guess. That's how I took it. I don't know. Like we don't really see it, especially now. Like, holy shit.
I was talking about it today with some guys at the day job, and I mean, we compared it to Barry Bonds without steroids, right? Like he was the best at his position in baseball, and Devin Hester far and away was the best at what he did in football, right? Like it doesn't make any sense to me why I guess maybe I could understand I guess I could maybe understand on the first ballot, but like he's gonna get in there eventually. Like you hope. I think it's worthy of first ballot just because like he really is the best at what he did. But I mean, even Deion Sanders, or was it Deion Sanders? Yeah, I think Deion Sanders even came out and said it. So, and Deion Sanders did the same thing that he did. So, yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
Yeah. They'll get in there hopefully eventually because, I mean, not trying to be biased Bears fans, but like literally, like the guy, people weren't even kicking it to him. That's how good he was. Like they actively like tried to avoid this guy. So
yes,
they weren't doing that with Dante Hall. I mean, maybe a little bit, but you know. But
all right, back to the Super Bowl, man. I'm looking at you know how I am. I do like the passing attempts and the completions.
I knew you were going to go there.
And Joe Burrow, he murdered my soul in the AFC Championship game. The over-under for him was 36.5, or no, 38.5, one of the two. It was either 36.5 or 38.5, and he came a half point short for me. Because I thought he was going to get it too because that game went to overtime and he only needed like 3 more going into overtime. He made one pass attempt and then they literally ran the ball all the way down and kicked a field goal. So that sucked. But both him and Matt Stafford on passing attempts are at 36. And I'm going to go back to it again, man. Joe Burrow owes me money. I like him to make some passes against this Rams team. One, again, I think that they will be down most of this game, meaning that they're going to need to throw the ball at some point more than they want. And so I think 36 pass attempts is a safe bet. I think he throws at 40.
I think it's definitely doable. I think he's going to have to. If they're going to win this game, nothing against Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon's a great running back, or a very good running back. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like David Montgomery in just the sense that he's a little bit underrated, but he's actually really good. But with that said, like I agree with you, man. Like, you just look at the spread and it'll tell you a story, right? Like, they're the underdogs and they're probably gonna have to throw again. I think getting over 36 is pretty easy. I could see him finishing like right around that 38 mark again. So
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's at 36. And I think it's at minus 120 on most books. So a lot of like there's more money coming in on the over than the under on it. So the sharps are, they got their knives out and they're sharpening them up here on this one. The same thing for Matt Stafford. I like Matt Stafford on it too, but not as much as Burrow. One, because like the Rams have a really good running game no matter what. And if they have a lead, they're probably more likely to run it. And I'm not saying that Matt Stafford's a game manager. He definitely ain't no game manager. But with the way that the Rams like to play, if they get a lead and they're just running the ball down your throat, then like a couple games ago, Stafford didn't even throw it 25 times, I don't think. So, like, it was – it's a hit or miss thing. It's like if it gets into a shootout, okay, then yeah, he's going to hit 36, right? But I think it's just much more of a lock that Burrow is going to throw it 40 times. If there's out of these two quarterbacks, I think that Burrow is going to win the Super Bowl MVP if the Bengals win the game. Now, if the Rams win the game, there could be various reasons onto why anyone wins the Super Bowl MVP for them. Like Stafford could have a great game, but if he doesn't throw any touch, it could be a defensive player, or it could be, I don't know. Like if he doesn't throw any touchdowns, it could just be, it could be Cam Akers, if anything. You know what I mean? Like
just ruin your under.
Yeah, like I just think that Joe Burrow is going to have the entire state of Ohio or Kentucky, whatever people think Cincinnati's in Kentucky basically is. He's going to have the entire states of Ohio and Kentucky on his back. Like he's going to have to go win the Super Bowl for two states basically. So yeah, man, I don't know. I just think he's going to throw the ball. I think that's what they're going to do. And because the only thing that kind of scares me is that Bengals offensive line's like, as long as he gets the pass attempts out, right? Like it doesn't get sacked right away. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if he does get sacked too, he's probably going to have to pop right back up and throw it again. So,
yeah.
As much as that's going to suck for him, if the offensive line is getting destroyed, it's like, sorry, buddy, you got to do it.
Right. Okay, well, I just listed two. What do you got?
So we talked about first quarter a little bit, but I mentioned I like the first half under. I got another first quarter bet. I have a first quarter bet. The other one wasn't, but I'm taking a shot here with I don't know what the odds are at now. I found it at plus 400 on FanDuel last night. First quarter three-way push. Excuse me. First quarter three-way no push. I took a draw at plus 400. I mean, I'm just taking a flyer here instead of taking the under 9.5, under 9, like I said. Why not get crazy? Like this kind of correlates with what I was saying before, like something like a 0-0, a 3-3, a 7-7 in the first quarter would not surprise me at all. So at 4-1 odds, I just figure why not? I'm going to see if I can get a draw there in that first quarter. Almost like I'm playing squares and I got 0-0 or 7-7 or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's an interesting one, man. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you, because I've never considered playing anything like that.
I never have either. This will be the first.
Yeah. You got me speechless. You really do. You got me speechless here.
That means you have to tail it.
Yeah, I mean, you reeled me in. I guess I'll play it. Why not? Can we talk about touchdown scores or even first touchdown scores. I love a good first touchdown bet.
Yeah, let's do it.
So as far as first touchdown scorer, if we're talking strictly value, I'm looking at it right now. And like, I know you love this guy, but I love T. Higgins at plus 1,200.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Because I could, like, as much as I feel like the Bengals could be down, I also could see them making throwing the first punch, right? And Jalen Ramsey is going to be all over Jamar Chase. And that means T. Higgins is going to be a guy. And you don't know if I can't say his name. It's CJ Uzama? Is that how you say his name?
Uzama. I don't know. They say it different ways. Everybody.
Yeah. So. I'm pretty sure he's going to play. But coming off that injury, he's staying in that AFC Championship game. I just don't know how much he's going to be able to play. I just feel like T. Higgins is kind of like the next guy, or like even before Uzama, but like, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be the other guy on the other side of the field while Jalen Ramsey is on Jamar Chase. So, I mean, as far as pure value, plus 1,200 T. Higgins, I love it. I absolutely love it.
I like it a lot too, and I might end up sprinkling a little something on that first touchdown too with T. Higgins, because I like T. Higgins. I think people
you do love you some T. Higgins, bro.
They underrate the fuck out of this guy just because they have Jamar Chase, and like, yeah, he was producing last year. Like the guy's good. He's got a connection with Burrow. I mean, I'm along the same wavelength as you. I got a different player that I really like this week.
All right. Well, what do you got?
It's a Bengal.
Okay.
If this guy goes off, I'm having a huge fucking weekend. Because I have hammered. I mean, I shouldn't say hammered, but I've bet just about everything there is to bet for this man.
Okay.
Tyler Boyd, first touchdown, 1,800 plus 1,800 is what I found it at. I like it.
It's down to plus 1,300 now.
Is it really?
Yeah, on you said first touchdown for Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I was on DraftKings. What is it on? Okay.
On FanDuel, it's at plus 1,300.
It might have moved though, anyways. It might have everywhere. It might be moving.
Wow, that's great value then.
Yeah, I locked this in. Was it last night? I can't remember, but me and Ron and B-Don with the Bears on Tap show, we were kind of talking about this. I think it was last week. We kind of talked about it a little bit, and it just makes too much sense, man. Like with what you're saying with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, like Chase will probably have most of the Jalen Ramsey treatment, and I think that when he doesn't have that, it's probably going to be T. Higgins that gets it. So who's going to be left open over the middle in the slot? If Uzama or who's your mama, not TJ Houshmandzadeh, but that was a former Bengal too, I think. Whatever. I think like maybe he's limited too. Like he said, he's not going to miss the biggest game of his life. He's going to play. It sounds like he's reportedly like he was looking good in practice or whatever. But like, what if he is limited at all? Like, what if he's just a decoy out there? Tyler Boyd's going to get left open in the middle. I think I like him over 39.5 receiving yards, longest reception over 17.5 yards, anytime touchdown plus 275, first touchdown score, Super Bowl MVP. Tyler Boyd's my fucking guy, man.
Tyler Boyd, huh? All right.
And his Super Bowl MVP, by the way, Cody, which
I bet it's at least plus 20,000.
Plus 10,000, which
plus 10,000. Okay.
Still. That's a long shot.
I'm assuming you're just sprinkling a little on each one. Just a little. Yeah.
Just a little. The receiving yards one is the one I kind of like full united.
Yeah.
Everything else just kind of like a little
full unit on Super Bowl MVP.
No. Absolutely not. Can't do the full unit on that.
You could retire if you did that in a hit.
Good Lord, man. I would literally shit bricks and just I won't do the show anymore, Cody. I'll just like take off.
Yeah, he's retiring from podcasting. He's done. He doesn't need any more money.
Taking trips and just solo YOLO.
Oh gosh.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, he's done. He's out. All right. I have a question for you, and I know you've paid more attention to the Bengals this year than I have. So I'm a little confused by this one, but I'm intrigued by it because I feel like the Bengals could use this guy in many different ways because Jalen Ramsey will be on him. But Jamar Chase over 3.5 yards rushing. I feel like maybe they would use him like in a reverse, and I don't know the technical word. God, I'm really bad at this, and this is not good for podcasting, but like those reverse jet sweeps or something like that, fake it to the running back, instead go to Chase or something to go 4 yards or more. I mean, I just feel like because Jalen Ramsey is going to be on him for most of the time, the Bengals are going to have to get creative with him to get him involved. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
I think you're right because, like, you look at previous Super Bowls and stuff, there's always somebody who gets, like, some random carries. And this isn't even that random because he's been getting some carries, or reverses or sweeps, or, like, he has at least one in each of the last 3 games. So what was it set at? Was it 3.5?
3.5.
So he's went under that the last 2 games, but that's because he only had 1 carry for 3 yards, 1 carry for 2 yards. The game before that, though, he had 3 for 23. So all he needs is just to kind of have like a decent little pickup on one of these.
He needs one chance. Yeah.
I don't mind that at all. And I've seen the head-to-head props with him and Cooper Kupp to who has the most rushing yards. That got juiced way the fuck up now. Jamar Chase just got hammered with all those, so I would not be laying the juice on that because I don't think you can even put that in the same game parlay, so it's not worth it to me. But I like this though for taking the over the rushing yards. Yeah. I think he can get that.
Okay. Are you gonna play it with me? Or are you just saying that you think he can do it?
I might play it with you. Yeah, I might play it with you.
Just add it to your list.
Yeah, I'll just add to my list of 500 Super Bowl props that I'm
1-800-GAMBLER. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. What other ones, man? We're about 37 minutes in. We've talked, a little pregame props. We did a little first half under. We talked some receiving, some rushing, little passing props. I don't know. Like, there's just so many things you can bet on this freaking thing. Freaking kicker props, for God's sakes. We talk about the freaking touchback thing. They got Matt Gay over under 7.5 total kicking points. They got Evan McPherson, same thing. Basically the same odds. You take the under on both of them at plus 108. Like, shit. Like, I feel like the over is a lock there. That's a minus 144. So obviously everyone thinks that. But like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of shit here, man. Like, I don't even know.
There's so much to bet on. If you saw my tweet, Cody, I don't know, but I had with the Evan McPherson one, a lot of people. I'm hearing it on podcasts. I'm hearing it on the radio. I'm seeing it on Twitter. I'm seeing it in articles. Like, you know me, I like to check out just about everything. Like, I look at this stuff like throughout the week, and people are really hyping up this over 7.5 kicking points because he's done it like every playoff game. Like, he's made 4 field goals in every playoff game, 4 for 4. Like, so I get it, but like, if you're gonna do that on DraftKings, like, and this is what I tweeted out, I saw that they had Bengals total field goals over 1.5 was minus 115, and I'm not sure what it's at now, but if you're telling me that he has to get over 7.5 kicking points and you're going to lay like minus 140, minus 150 for that, you're basically banking on him to make 2 field goals and then for them to get 2 touchdowns with extra point attempts. And if that's the case, like, why not just take the over 1.5 field goals made, because you wouldn't attach the extra points to it, and it's just better odds to pay out that way. So that's what I have bet that, and I hope it hasn't moved too much because you'll probably find it at like the special teams, obviously the special teams section of your book or whatever, but you might have McPherson, or it might just say Bengals total field goals made over 1.5, but I like that. Yeah. The kicking props are a little interesting to me. Like, I'm on another one too. I'm fucking goofy with the kicking this week.
Oh boy. What is it?
So FanDuel has distance of shortest successful field goal over 27.5. I locked it in at minus 112 on FanDuel. So
where the hell is that located?
It's like in one of those weird sections where it's before you actually click on the game itself. You have to you click on the Super Bowl, then you go. I could show you when we're off air, but you just got to do a little bit of digging. It's kind of on the one of those weird pages where they have like written out type of props.
Yeah.
But yeah, distance of shortest successful field goal over 27.5. So if you add up both players' total attempts during the regular season and playoffs between Evan McPherson and Matt Gay, they're going over this number at an 86.4% clip as far as their shortest successful field goal even attempted in games this season. And I did a lot of digging to figure all this shit out because I was writing down stuff and I was just like obsessive about it. The minus 112 odds, to me, that implies like a 50% chance, closer to a 50% chance of happening. But in reality, I think it's more like an 85 to 86% chance of happening, that the shortest distance field goal will be over this. So I'm smashing the over. Cody, I got 2 units on this thing. This is one of my favorite props of the weekend.
Holy shit. All right. You're going to have to show me where I can even see it to begin with when we get off there.
I will absolutely show you. And if anybody else is like, hey, how do I find this? Whatever, reach out to me. I'll try to find it for you. I mean, I found it myself, so I can find it. Hopefully.
One thing that we never talked about at the beginning before the game is Gatorade color. Like you could bet purple at plus 1120. Like I don't how do they even decide these odds? You can get orange at plus 184. I mean, I don't know what else to take other than that, just because like I guess plus at 184 is not bad. You know what I mean?
Not bad.
But I'm chasing the plus money. I'm like, I kind of want to take blue. I like blue plus 520. Like what? How do they decide these odds on this one?
This is like one of those, like almost like the national anthem and like what color the person's going to be wearing that's doing the national anthem. Mm-hmm. Like you almost have to have some insider track info. And for that reason alone, I tend to stay the hell away from it. But like it's the fucking Super Bowl. So like plus 300 I saw was the orange one. And I feel like it's most of the time, a lot of times it's orange. So I don't know. I'll throw $5-10 on it. Just what the hell? Like gives me something to look forward to after the game. Like, what if all my bets suck up until that point? Like, I gotta have something.
Yeah. All right. I guess we've talked about. I gave like my favorite props. Most of your favorite props. You're gonna tweet them out anyway. You have so many. But before we talk about the actual game, we're at 43 minutes, so we got 5 minutes, or not 15 minutes for an hour. I do want to talk about Super Bowl MVP. You already mentioned Tyler Boyd. I guess for me, I want to be a little bit more like realistic. And Joe Burrow at plus 230 just makes the most sense to me, man. Like I think that Joe Burrow, if the Bengals win this game, he's going to win Super Bowl MVP. He is going to be he's going to be 75% of the reason the Bengals win this game if they win. And I think at plus 230, that is incredible odds, because if this was, I don't know what the odds were for Mahomes and Brady last year, but I bet they were very, very, very close. But this year they have Stafford at plus 125 and then Burrow up all the way to plus 230. I think that if the Bengals win this game, this is all going to be because Joe Burrow. So again, at plus 230, I'll dabble. You know what I mean? Like for your sake, I hope Tyler Boyd wins it for you. Like just for your sake, but more realistic. I realistically think that Joe Burrow has a really solid chance to win the Super Bowl MVP. Solid chance. And I mean, so does Stafford. But he's at plus 125. That's no fun. Like, come on. Maybe Cooper Kupp plus 550 if he just has one of those insane games again. But I feel like everyone who wins the Super Bowl MVP outside of like a few different seasons is always a quarterback. So Joe Burrow at plus 230. Sign me up, man. Like, let's do it.
So you're spot on, man. Like, the quarterbacks are the dominators of this award. Like, this is 100% like it's a quarterback award. And
unless the game's like super boring and stupid, like that game against the Rams and Patriots a few years ago. Like,
yeah, right.
Brady didn't win the MVP for that game.
You know who did?
Wasn't it Malcolm Butler?
No, that might have been the seed. No, I don't think did he win the MVP?
No, he didn't win the MVP. He just didn't play in that game at all. Like, Belichick didn't even play him.
Yeah, that's right. No, you know who won it though? Slot guy. Pat.
Was it Edelman?
Edelman.
Ah.
So if we get that same type of bullshit again, slot guy Tyler Boyd, man, I'm just saying. 9 of the last 12 have been MVPs have been quarterbacks though. So you are on the better, like more realistic side of this than I am, of course. And I mean,
but there's nothing wrong with being a little, wild and crazy, especially if you're not, betting the house on Tyler Boyd to win.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
But I do, again,
I would love to have the stones to do it. But.
Right. I feel like if Joe Burrow's career is on the trajectory as everyone thinks, in future years, the odds for him to win Super Bowl MVP are going to be like what Matt Stafford's are right now, plus 125, like something like that. So why not right now, at a point in his career where he's become very popular, Joe Burrow has become like a nickname. He's got T-shirts with him wearing turtlenecks all over the place and wearing chains and shit. Like why not just keep riding that wave? Like, I know he's getting a lot of attention, and from a gambling standpoint, that kind of makes you feel like, well, is he going to actually show up in this big game? But fuck, man, like, I can't not just like dabble a little bit on this. Plus 230 for the quarterback? I don't know. I like that. I like it. I've
been riding these Bengals all playoffs.
You have been. So I'm ready to talk about this game. And I think we're both on the right side or on the same side on this, the way that we've been talking about this. But I've been going back and forth for the last week and a half. And I just keep coming back to Sean McVay. He's a great coach, great offensive mind. Gets like these guys want to play for him. But man, does he know how to fuck shit up in game. Like, he threw away 2 challenges or 2 timeouts in the last game and luckily got away with it against the 49ers.
Just mind-boggling, the decisions to do with the timeouts and the challenges.
Right. I feel like he is going to let the Bengals be in this game when he doesn't have to, just based off his own boneheadness from just how he is. And if you get the Bengals at plus 4, I mean, that's a whole point more than just a field goal. like, man, I've been riding these favorites on these 3-point spreads this entire playoffs, and I have been on the wrong side for all of them. And I was taking mostly the favorites. I can't do it anymore, and I can't bet against Joe Burrow again. I can't do it, man. I bet against him every game in this postseason. I refuse to do it. I can't do it anymore. No more. Tom Brady retired, so Joe Burrow could take his spot. Joe Burrow is going to win the Super Bowl MVP, and he is going to win this game. Bengals plus 4, Bengals money line. We're riding, Joey, or at least I am.
I mean, you know what? Honestly, it took me a long time to even get here because in the back of my head or in the front of my head, whatever, I keep thinking like, I've been on the Bengals every week. When are they falling off? Like, is this the week that they just like destroy me where I'm on too long? And then, because even that Raiders game, like everybody was on, it felt like every week. Raiders, Titans, Chiefs. No one really wanted to play the Bengals that much. Like, it just wasn't the thing to do. And I'm like, look, I'm going to keep doing it. It's not the thing to do this week either because most of the money is on the Rams. So that makes me like the Bengals again. Like, you want to keep not putting money on them, even against the spread. It feels like a lot of people are still on the Rams, like money-wise. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again. I talked myself into it. You kind of like reinforced it just now. I don't want to be against history here if Burrow does this, and not to say that I don't want Stafford to win one because he deserves it after all those years with the Lions. But just like Burrow, people want to talk about inexperience in these games. Burrow has experience, like I mentioned, like before the AFC Championship game when we did this show. He's got experience in college of the big games. Stafford has not been here. Like, this is a first for him being in the Super Bowl. Maybe we see some interceptions out of Stafford. I mean, like, it's totally possible that he's done this too. He's had some iffy spots where it's like, dude, that guy was wide open. What the fuck just happened? In season too. So I mean, I don't know, man. It's just I'm not gonna like, I don't feel as great about this week as I did some of the others, and even some of the others I didn't feel like super great about it, but I was just like, I'm doing it. Kind of same situation here.
It's hard to want to take the Bengals. Like, for me, like, I've been betting against them all postseason. It's hard for me to still do it because I know that offensive line is sus. And the Rams have Aaron Donald and Leonard Floyd, Bears legend, and Von Miller, and like all these dudes. Like, the Rams defense is a different animal compared to what the Bengals have gone up against this postseason. Like, I thought the Chiefs defense was going to really slow him down. And I mean, for a half they did, but not for the full game. You know what I mean?
And they only sacked him once in that game. Did they figure something out with that offensive line?
Like, maybe. Like, I feel like the Bengals are going to bring their best effort that they've brought, that they will bring all season. Like this is it. This is the game. Like, this is like a legacy game already for Joe Burrow. This is, Zach Taylor, like, earning just a 10-year contract in Cincinnati forever. You know what I mean? Like, this is it for them. I feel like for the Rams, it's a little bit different. Like, they've been, like, McVay's been here before. Like, how much is he going to be able to do now, knowing like what happened the last time where, I know Jared Goff was the quarterback, but he couldn't put up any points against the Patriots. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of factors. While the Rams are very good and they look like a team that should win this game by touchdown or more, they also find a way to just shoot themselves in the foot sometimes. Like, how many games have we seen where they've led and then they blow it and lose, or just don't live up to the expectations against a really good team? Like, I know they haven't done that in the playoffs. Maybe you could argue it a little bit against the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. They, there were times where you felt like they were going to, well, you thought they were going home because the 49ers went in the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead, right? Like, but going into that, like, that fourth quarter, you're looking at the Rams like, what is up? You have 7 points against this offense and Jimmy G, who hasn't really done anything. Like, he didn't. I personally, I thought he earned some respect back, but whatever. The haters are gonna hate.
The end of the game kind of just.
Yeah, the end of the game really hurt for sure. Yeah. No doubt.
That was huge for me, by the way. I hit the Rams plus 350 live.
Oh, nice.
Fucking nice. I got the over in that too live at, like, I think it was over 36.5 or 35.5.
Yeah.
I was like a half point over. So whatever it was. I was like, yes, let's fucking go. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. No, basically all I'm saying is like, I feel like you just don't know what you're really going to get from the Rams. Like, their defense can only carry them so far. And I think with the Bengals, like, you just got a quarterback coming in with so much confidence right now. Like, he just led that giant comeback against Patrick Mahomes at Arrowhead. Like, you can't script that shit. Like, no one saw that coming. I thought Chiefs -7 was a lock at halftime. I thought that shit was over. I thought I finally was going to win a bet on, betting against Joe Burrow, and he freaking led them all the way back, man. Like, so.
And that defense, like, I know we were talking about, like, obviously Burrow's a huge part of this, that comeback. That defense, like, stepped up, made some adjustments. They played much better against Mahomes in the second half.
I'm not trying to give all the credit to Burrow, but I mean, his presence and his experience in these big games, dating all the way back to LSU, is just insane for a second-year quarterback coming off an ACL injury. I still can't believe the Bears beat this guy. I can't believe it. So, as far as, pregame, what I'm going to take, I'm going to take Bengals +4, maybe dabble on the money line. And if I get scared, I would not mind waiting and seeing who scores first and then play from there. I'd love to see the Rams score first, then be able to take the Bengals at perhaps maybe it's up to like 6.5, 7, maybe even more. Yeah. I think that this is a hard game to bet pregame. I like the idea of maybe seeing who scores first, and then ideally I'd like to see the Rams score first and then, make that spread a little bit bigger. But I would believe that I believe that the Bengals are going to keep it close. So if you can find a way to get that spread at like I said, 6.5, 7 points, I think then you're sitting pretty. So, again, I'm going to find a way and do both. But
yeah, man, if they drop down early, like say they give up a touchdown that opening drive, and it's like 10,
or even like
half,
even if you wanted to wait even longer, like say the Rams score a touchdown, but then like the Bengals go 3 and out, and then the Rams get like a field goal and it's 10-0, and like into the first or early second quarter, it's like I would imagine that spread is somewhere between 6.5 and 8 points. I feel like that's when you definitely play it, because I just don't think the Rams are going to be able to keep the Bengals down all night. So
I agree. I love that. The waiting to bet the spread and maybe even the money line. Like if they go down, like, and it's plus, what's it at now, Cody? Like close to 200?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. We're at plus 166. Here, let me give you. So yeah, you can get it as high as plus 170 on DraftKings, and then most of the others are like plus 168, 165. FanDuel's 166. PointsBet's 165. So yeah, I mean, some decent odds. Like again, underdogs, man. The dogs are barking in this game. In my opinion, I like it. I mean, at the very least, I like the spread just because, like, I could see the Rams still winning this game, but I think it's a field goal game. I think whoever wins this game is going to be heartbreaking for the other team in that fan base. Like, it's going to be like come down to the end, probably a field goal kick or something like that. I don't see this being. I don't see whoever wins winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like it a lot. I mean, I think it's going to be a field goal game. Since I like the over 1.5 field goals, I got to kind of correlate it somehow. I'm going to go ahead and say that it'll be 3 field goals by the Bengals. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but it goes into my score prediction. I think it's going to be Bengals 23-20. What do you think about a score prediction?
So you like the under on the entire game?
Mm-hmm.
23-20. I can see it. I keep wanting to take the over just because I want to root for points, but I could see like how these teams run the ball and stuff. Like I could see a lot of clock be taken up. A couple long drives, it destroys an over at 48.5. But then also you got the big playability by the Bengals. it's tough. It's very tough.
It's very tough. It's risky.
Yeah.
That's why I don't really love I don't love the full game under as much as the first half. I'm honestly betting both teams to score in the third quarter. I'm betting second half to be the most points. I'm betting stuff like that. So the full game under I don't like as much. It's just kind of I guess what I'm thinking here, but it could be 27 to 20 for all I care. 27 to 23. I just think the Bengals. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are the better team here. They should have on paper. They do have the better team. They have a really solid.
You look at that team on paper, and they should be at least a touchdown favorite. But and a
lot of people's models, they still are. People are still looking this point spread up. Like we mentioned, the Rams are taking the most money in this game. Yeah. So, but it's something about this Bengals team. I don't know what it is.
I can't it's kind of similar to how betting that national championship with Alabama, right? With the way the Bengals are playing and how many times I've lost because of Joe Burrow, I feel I will go. Yeah, I feel like I will go to bed with if the Bengals don't cover or whatever, I'll go to bed and just feel all right, well, it sucks, but I don't it would have sucked even worse if I lost and took the Rams. So it's like in the national championship, I took Alabama because they're Alabama. You know what I mean? And getting them at plus money is just never happened. So I took it. You know what I mean? But in this situation, this Bengals team, like you said, man, it's doing something special, something that we'll be talking about for a while. So, I'm excited, man. I'm really excited for this game, see how it plays out. It's going to be one of the better Super Bowls in a while, I think. Finally 2 quarterbacks that we're not used to seeing in this position. I think whoever wins the game, I think it comes down to turnovers and whoever has the ball the longest. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like you said, we wait all season, all year for this game to roll around, and obviously the sports books do too, because they just absolutely rake at this time of year. But there's plenty of opportunities for all of us to make some money in this game, and I think, to your point, it just feels better to bet on an underdog, right? If you lose, like you said, you can feel okay with that loss, but you don't want to miss out on the loss of an underdog smashing at this spot.
Right. And last year I took the Chiefs over Tampa Bay, and the Chiefs were the favorite. Tom Brady was an underdog. I bet against that, and I felt like shit. So, like I said, Tom Brady retired, and Joe Burrow is taking his spot. I'm not saying he's going to go on to win 7 rings, but God damn it, he's going to be really good for the next 20 years in this league. So I'm taking Joe Burrow. I'm taking the swag.
Joey Big Ball Sack Burrow. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, real quick, Cody, I know we got to wrap this thing up soon, but there's one prop that I do want to mention real fast. Matthew Stafford, over 2.5 rushing attempts.
Okay.
-112 on FanDuel. I don't know if it's moved, whatever. He's rushed at least 4 times in every postseason game this year. Whether it be quarterback sneaks, kneel downs, plays broken down where he has to just scramble. 3 rushing attempts. I mean, I don't think that the Rams are going to win, or I'm not betting them to win, but they absolutely could win. You take 3 kneel downs at the end of the game, you cash this ticket. So I don't know. I think that's something I already have that.
And I could see them, doing the QB sneak thing too. Especially because of the running backs. They don't, I know maybe with Darrell Henderson, maybe that takes it away from Stafford's chances there a little bit, but I like it though. I like it. Hell yeah. You sign me up. I'm in.
Something different, right? Like it's normal weeks. I wouldn't even look at Stafford's rushing anything. I don't even know if they post it most weeks. Like, some weeks they probably don't even post it. But it's like, shit, man, dude. People won. Was it last year? What was the Super Bowl last year? It was Mahomes, Chiefs,
and Brady.
Yeah, right. I think people had the under for his rushing yards, dude. Some people for Mahomes' rushing yards. And he won them the bet because he sprinted back to kill the clock at the end of the game. Like, he sprinted back. He was already way over his number. And he sprinted back and, like, got his rushing yards down to whatever underneath that people bet. And it, like, the most incredible, like, weirdest hit that you'll ever see. But at least here we don't have to deal with that. It's just an attempt. It's not a, no rushing yards.
Yeah. As far as attempts, I could see Stafford. Like, he's not even a bad, like, mobile quarterback. Yeah, he's not going to run for 30 yards rushing, but, like, he could scramble a little bit. I could. That's all it takes too, is just one or two of those, and But again, I could see, like, the QB sneak on fourth down at the 50-yard line or something like that being a thing. You said 2.5 is the total?
2.5. Yeah, so he's got to carry it 3 times or whatever 3 times. If you want to call it a carry, that counts as a carry.
He's got to not pass or shovel the ball. He's got to just and he can't be sacked. He has to do something with the ball and not be sacked. Okay. I
wonder if you could do like I feel like Stafford, is he good at quarterback sneaks? I feel like he's, I don't know.
In the last game, they got stopped on fourth down. Yeah, but I wouldn't say he's bad at it. They ran it in the NFC Championship game. They clearly think he's good at it. So they just didn't get it on that one attempt.
I wonder if you could, like, parlay, like, can you parlay his rushing attempts with, like, an anytime touchdown, like a quarterback sneak?
Ooh.
Like, how weird would that be?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I wonder what the odds would be on that.
Now that we bring that up, that just reminded me. They have odds for first drive, and I am interested. First drive odds right now. Punting, the punt is at -135. Offensive touchdown at +330. Field goal attempt at +440, and anything else is at +650. I mean, wouldn't it just God, I'd just love to see a touchdown score in the first drive of the game, man. Like, just +330, that's insane. I can see why the punt is at +135, but yeah, I just find it interesting. Wanted to bring it up.
That's a juicy number. I mean, like, there's some crazy stuff, man. Like, hitting an upright, like kickers hitting an upright, and like that's like plus money. Like, I was taking a look at that. Like, maybe, I don't know. Like, I know Beaton mentioned like a kick return for a touchdown is like +8,000 or +9,000. Like, there's an octopus. I don't know if you saw that, Cody.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, I never even fucking heard of an octopus before. Like, I mean, I know what an octopus is in real life, but like a football octopus, I did not know what that was until, like, looking up what the fuck they meant.
Yeah.
In the book. Like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, octopus, huh? Like, yeah. I don't know. I actually think that's not a bad idea, though. Like, the Rams will want to start hot in this. They get the ball first, they score. I could see it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Well, it's we're 9 minutes over the hour we'd said that we were gonna do, but I don't know. I'm just, again, I think everyone's is learned that we're on the Bengals, and you're convincing me to take the under, which is kind of disgusting because it's the Super Bowl. But maybe I just avoid it. I don't know. But I do like the Bengals, and I do like live betting the Bengals if they get down early. So that's my 2 official plays is the Bengals +4 and live betting the Bengals if down 7 or more points. in
there we
the
go.
first half.
You don't have an official national anthem play though.
Nah, but if I were, I'd just take the over because fuck it.
If you don't want to take the total over, you might as well take the national anthem over.
Yeah, exactly. I was just saying like my 2 plays on the game mainly, but I do like all those props we talked about. So,
oh yeah, definitely, man. I like the under. I like the under. I also don't feel great about it either. And a lot of times, like you say, zig when they zag. Maybe that isn't. We're kind of zigging when they zag with the Bengals, so maybe it is an over game. I don't know. I won't talk you off of that.
It scares me because like the Bengals are such a big play team. Like they've, again,
the Rams can be too. So
yeah, like we've seen Cooper Kupp and we've seen Jamar Chase like get these big chunk plays, and you get a couple of those, like that just adds up points. And next thing you know, it's 30-30 and the midway through the fourth quarter, and you're like, damn, that was the easiest over ever. And like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's well over the over. But
you might have just talked me into Tyler Boyd 2+ touchdowns to add on to this. No, I'm not gonna
Hell yeah. Love it. All right, man. Well, before we get out of here, let's do the old Ron Luce that I try to incompetate from him. I think that's a word. We are on Tap Bets. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at On Tap Bets. Me and Joey, we had all these props, and I'm sure we're going to take a handful of them and do what we like to call the Lock 'em Parlay, and it will be out on Sunday, on Super Bowl Sunday, and we are over however many we have done, but I'm telling you people, this is the one. This is the one. The Lock 'em Parlay is hitting on Super Bowl Sunday, and it is going to take us into a wealthy and fruitful March Madness after football season. So make sure you're following us at On Tap Bets because that's where you're going to be able to see the Lock 'em Parlay. You can follow me on Twitter at Cody on Tap and on Instagram too. And then you can follow Joey at the Riot 326. Joey, anything else, brother?
Hey, enjoy the game. Hopefully all of our bets cash. Hopefully anybody that's listening, taking advice or trying to tail anything that we talked about. Hopefully you guys cash. If you're fading us, hopefully you cash. I don't really care. I mean, I want to make some money too, obviously. But if I hit some of these plus money, like little shitbaggers, like whatever, you might have hit something you faded me on, like whatever, fine. I'm glad you made money. Enjoy the game, get some snacks, get some beer. Looking forward to this one, and then looking forward to getting more into college basketball. So we've got we're doing the Twitter Spaces, so on some of these big college basketball slates. So I encourage everybody to check that out. And yeah, Cody, I think it's gonna be fun. I think this is the week though for the Lock 'em Parlay for sure.
Hell yeah, I'm excited. All right, man. Well, let's lock them on Sunday, and then hopefully we're stacking them on Monday when we're at our jobs, hating our life because we had too much beer on Super Bowl Sunday, and they still have yet to make Super Bowl the day after Super Bowl Sunday a national holiday.
Really should be, honestly. It really should be. And call an Uber, please.
And call an Uber. Yeah, we're just giving all the advice here. Yeah. All right, we will be back next week. One more thing. Next week, we will have a guest on the show. And Joey, I'm going to talk to you about it as soon as we go off the air.
All right. I'm excited for that.
Hell yeah.